How's it going, guys? My name is Maikya and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about a tweet that I saw earlier this week. I didn't get a chance to cover it because I was uploading other content, but now we're getting to it now, so let's just get straight into this. Now, I've had a real good look at this and it seems really interesting. So this guy basically said, how about this contribution to this leak account essentially? They cover loads of leaks, loads of potential theories and stuff. So if you want to go follow those, go follow them, you know, and go and have a look. But he said, on the Italian League of Pokémon of Puke is spoken on the form that the Ouroboros snakes adopt. According to several images on the net, they require a form of 8. If this is fake, a hell of a roll. Pokemon Switch. Now if you look at this, these are the Ouroboros snakes, and essentially they basically loop round each other, and they form an 8. Now, what's interesting about this is if you remember my Italian leaks video, a lot of you guys did see that, thank you for the support on that. If you look at that one, you'll see that I basically talked about a good snake and a bad snake. Now the funny thing is, this looks like the good snake and this looks like the bad snake, and how there's, you know, a contrast between the two. One's good, one's evil. Now if we look here, I've gone on Wikipedia and looked up serpents. And serpents have a link to fertility and rebirth, and also good and evil. It's a dual expression, so it can be, you know, one is good and one is evil. It's like the Adam and Eve story, the creation story. You know, the snake tempted them to eat the apples, you know, which they thought were good, and it ended up that God hated them for this. Now it's really interesting that because it links back to mythology and that sort of thing. You know, the world tree, the living tree. And in Norse mythology, which is what Pokemon links to quite a lot, there are variations of snakes. I mean, obviously we've got Zygarde, which is Jungmann or whatever you call it. I've probably butchered the pronunciation, but that's basically Zygarde. And there's other snakes that are basically involved in this tree that cause a disbalance and balance and, you know, equilibrium between each of the mythical creatures. So it's really interesting that this has come up in that they form an 8, which could suggest Generation 8. Now, it's not definitely confirmed, but this is just kind of talking about the fact that it could mean something, it could link something. You know, they could be relying on mythology. I don't know if Game Freak would be that clever to rely on it, but I'm sure they'd be more than happy to give it a shot. So now I'm going to look at this, is the Ouroboros. Now this is interesting. So in mythology, I've looked down at this section, it means the world serpent. It's the Ouroboros appears at the Sucking Yogmandur, and basically that is the Zygarde, but this isn't Zygarde. So it's interesting though, because if you look, it's the same. This is a 1478 drawing in alchemy. It's the same style as these over here. You know, this one right here is very similar. So that's what I find quite interesting, is if there's two snakes, one that's good and one that's evil, it could talk about nature's creation and destruction, which is very similar, if you notice, to X and Y's theme of life and, you know, death and rebirth, and how there's a balance. And I think that Game Freak do this quite a lot. They do it with Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, or, you know, Emerald, Sapphire and Ruby. They do it with Groudon and Kyogre, one disrupting the other, you know, the sea and the land, and then the sky settles the argument, you know. And I think that there's a lot of alchemy linked to the Pokemon series. There's a lot of triangles between legendaries and mythicals. It links a lot to mythology, whether it's just a fandom linking it to it, or whether they actually genuinely intend to. But I really do think that this could be onto something, this could mean something in some way. And I just feel like those Italian leaks, although the little diagram is quite terrible looking, it could mean something. It could be meaningful of some sort of thing that's going to happen or something like that. I know that we don't really have any information, but from what I can see, it seems like it could be a potential storyline. It could happen. I don't think we're going to get an evolution. I don't think there's going to be a wind thing as such, a wind type or anything like this. I feel like that's a bit too far-fetched, pun intended. Now, but I can see that there would be some kind of good snake, bad snake mythology link in some way or another. I feel like it could just make sense. It just doesn't seem like it would be a bit too out there. It just seems like it could be alright. just in the way that, you know, Xerneas and Yveltal are based on Norse mythology creatures and how they balance between creation and death. And it just makes sense. It just, you know, it makes sense. And another point I want to make is it says that we fly back to the USA, which is Unova. I don't know if they will, but I definitely do think that this whole serpentine thing could be a thing. We haven't seen many snakes in the Pokemon games. We've seen Zygarde, and the fact that there was, you know, the Z cells or whatever you call them, the Zygarde cells with the different forms in Sun and Moon and that sort of thing. But I think we could bring ourselves back to something like that with more snaky sort of things involved and more mythology, but I'm not sure how. Anyway, that's most of the discussion. I'm going to say this is all speculation. There's no rumours, there's no leaks, there's no information here. It's just speculation. I just wanted to cover it because I thought it was quite interesting. So that's all I have time for today, guys. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to smash that like button. I'd really appreciate your support. Be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section of what you guys think. Do you think this is real? Do you think it's not? Tell me what you think about it. I'd love to hear from you guys. And be sure to smash that subscribe button. We're nearly at 200 subscribers. I am so thankful for your support. I really do appreciate it. And go check out the other videos talking about this. Go check out my Italian leaks, rumours videos. Go talk about go have a look at the merchandise videos that I covered about the merchandise and Pokeshoppers tweets. And just go check them all out. I really appreciate your support on those as well. And I will see you in the next video.